Hello? Cool. Thank you for that great introduction. I actually wrote that. So yeah, my name is Nihaar Sinha. Graduated from this school in 2010. And my talk is what I wish someone had told me when I was in your shoes. I think your program has a more dramatic version of that title. So that's me, if you can see me. 22 years old. Set to graduate from the University of Pennsylvania in a few weeks and start my adult life. This new chapter, I'm totally prepared, 100% ready, looking forward to it all the way, right? The reason I'm here is because over the past few years, I've learned some lessons that are very meaningful and have really shaped the way that I approach life and specifically decision making. And I want to pass these lessons on to you guys so that when you're in my shoes, which will happen before you realize, you will be equally as confident and prepared to begin your adult lives. Speaking of which, you are about to enter a period in your life where you will be making lots of decisions. Your parents aren't going to be around. You're going to realize that the institutions that have been telling you what's right, what's wrong, are kind of arbitrary, they're fallible, they're subjective, and you're going to shoulder this burden now. This is tough. It's tough to make decisions. It's tough to make trivial decisions like, what am I going to eat for dinner tonight, right? Should I go to the gym today? I don't know. That can be tough. It's also tough to make important decisions. Where should I live when I graduate? What should I do for my career? What do I want to be when I grow up? The thing is, you're going to have to start making these decisions soon, whether you're prepared or not. So you want to have a strong, robust method for dealing with this challenge, right? So this is where your internal compass comes in. You're going to rely on an inner compass to guide you as you make all these crazy decisions from now until the rest of your life. This compass is comprised of two questions. Who am I? What do I want? You're going to ask yourselves, who am I? What do I want? And the responses to those questions are going to guide you as you make all those decisions. I want Chipotle. I want to be a director. I want to go to the gym. I want to watch Netflix. I want to live in Los Angeles, right? Sounds all well and good. The problem is, it is quite likely that you will lie to yourself, to some extent, when you ask yourself those questions. It is quite possible, maybe even likely, that you will mislead yourself, okay? And obviously, that's problematic, because when you get to questions like, what do I want to do for my career? You don't want to be unsure. You don't want to be leading yourself down a path that you don't actually want, right? You want to be confident. So, you don't want to be that person. I'm going to talk to you about how to avoid being that person, how to develop a strong methodology for making decisions that will leave you prepared for your adult life, which is barreling towards you, I promise you. First off, context. What does that mean? You are contained in an environment that includes several contexts. Each of these contexts has its own host of biases, prejudices, pressures, and trends that are telling you what to think. You are being told how to feel, what to believe, and what you want by your family, by your friends, by your peer group, by this school, right? And you can't avoid that, okay? And that's going to influence you as you make decisions, right? You need to be aware of what you are being told to think, okay? You need to know when you say, I want something, do you want it, or is someone telling you you want it, right? Is it coming from here, or is it coming from up there, dictated down to you? Do you want to be a doctor, or do your parents want you to be a doctor? There's a difference. You should know the difference. It may seem obvious, it may seem clear, you know, I can tell the difference, but it's not. It's challenging and it's difficult, and I know because I went through this. I spent the first half of my college career convinced that I wanted to work on Wall Street. And if you look at the context that I was coming from, it's not hard to see why. It's a job that makes a lot of money. I would use quantitative skills that I learned here. And it's something that 70% of my peers at Wharton, where I go to school, are also going into that field, right? So it seems to make sense. It's the natural thing to do. Well, funny thing is, I worked 4 internships in finance over 3 years, and I realized I hated it. I absolutely loathed it. Absolutely not what I wanted to do. The funny thing is, it took me 3 years to figure that out. 3 years to figure out something that was just so wrong for me, but I was convinced myself that I wanted, right? It's because this is powerful. These influences are powerful. They affect you in ways that you may not understand or be conscious of, right? So what was I going to do? What I did is I realized this was happening, and I removed myself from that context mentally. Okay? I blocked all that other stuff out. And what I did was I returned to this compass, and I asked myself very earnestly and truthfully, who am I? What do I want? I don't want to work on Wall Street, okay? But what do I want? What kind of person do I want to be, right? And after thinking about that for a long time, I was able to construct for myself a different context, one that was far more accurate and aligned with who I was as a person. And I realized I wanted to work in Hollywood. I wanted to make TV shows and movies. I wanted to live in LA. That's what I was going to do, okay? But what's the takeaway here? The takeaway is you need to be aware of the direction that you are being pushed to think, okay? And you need to really think about whether that's what you want internally or whether it's just something that's being extrinsically dictated to you, all right? Okay, next thing, confidence. You heard about why that's important, right? To build off that, confidence is crucial because in the words of Professor Richard Petty from Ohio State University, confidence enables action, right? It doesn't matter if you know what you want, if you're not willing to go after it, right? When I wanted to go into Hollywood and I told my friends and my family, they thought I was crazy. They said, Nihar, you know nothing about this industry, okay? It's hyper-competitive. What are the chances that you're successful? What are the odds that you make it? I'll be honest, I don't know. I didn't know then, I don't know now. But at the end of the day, I don't care. You could tell me my chance of success is 10%, 1%, 0.0000001%, infinitesimal. I would still try. And the reason why is because, one, I'm confident in my abilities. I know I'm smart. I know I'm hardworking. I know I'm gritty. And two, I've overcome my fear of failure. If I go out there and I fall flat on my face and I have to come back, that's okay. That's fine. I can take the hit. And the reason why is because I know, as I said before, that I am smart, I am all these other things, so things will work out. I believe in my own abilities, and I've overcome a fear of failure. It makes me confident. Confidence leads to action. Last summer, I went an internship to work in Los Angeles at a production office over the summer. While there, I put myself out there, sought out senior staff, and was able to work on a movie set in August for a film. I have an IMDb page now. You can search me. In fact, you should. Get that star meter up. I'm at 690,000 right now, so I have some ground to catch up. But the point is, those opportunities would not have become available to me if I didn't stick my neck out there in some way to go after them. Right? To take risks. And I was able to do that because I was confident. confidence enables action. All right? This brings me to my last point. Consequences. Look, my parents were not happy when I told them of my enlightened career switch. All right? But they were pretty pissed. And they gave me a lot of advice of what I should do instead that I completely ignored every time. And that made them even more pissed. Rightfully so. But at the end of the day, I have to live out the consequences of my decisions. Right? If I'm working on Wall Street, I'm the one that has to go to work, not my parents. Right? Same thing with you guys. You own the consequences of your actions. It's your life. And as we all know, you only live once. It's your story. Don't let anyone else write it, because it's not going to be as good. Right? It just won't be as good. Only you know what's right for you. Okay? Not your parents, not your friends, not Mr. Campbell, right? Not Dr. Glazer. Only you. So, takeaways. Be aware of your context. Know what you are being told to think. And ask yourself what you actually think. Be aware. Build your confidence. Confidence leads to action. Action leads to success. Confidence is not about feeling like a stud. Right? It's a practical component of success. And finally, understand that the consequences are yours. Right? It's your story, your life. Do what you want. And if you do all these three things, then I have no doubt that you all are very bright and capable and will lead very successful, but more importantly, happy and contentful lives. Thank you.